This is about 7:20. If you've just tuned in, you're in time for Morning Live Sport. Thanks so much for joining us. Mamelodi Sundowns will be looking to create history as they'll be facing Pyramids FC of Egypt in the first leg of the CAF Champions League final later today at Loftus Stadium. And millions of South Africans will be able to watch the game as South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, will be bringing that encounter live to the comfort of all of your homes, while the public broadcaster will deploy, get this, over 100 expert crew members, a staggering 28 cameras, and the latest technology, bringing audiences every second of the action from every single angle. So to chat to us about this, we have SABC Head of Sport joining us in studio. We have Keletso Totlhanyo with us. I think when we read 28 cameras and 100 crew members, perhaps we actually don't have a true sense of the logistics that go into bringing fans this type of action, Keletso.
Yeah, I really, good morning first. Let me greet you and the viewers of Morning Live. It's really quite exciting. Putting a crew and a production of 28 cameras, having 100 crew members, it's not an easy process. But because we have done it as the SABC previously, we really are quite excited and looking forward to actually showing and bringing this game live to all the South Africans in every corner of South Africa. It's up to you if you want to listen on the radio. We have an option of broadcasting this game on all 12 radio stations. And the reason why I'm saying 12, we're including XKFM. We will be broadcasting the match live as well. And it will be live on SABC 3, SABC Sport Channel, and SABC Plus. I'm encouraging people to download SABC Plus app, because they will be able to watch it, catch it, wherever they will be.
In fact, I think there's no excuse actually then not to watch this game, but it's the first time since 2016 that we've had a South African team in the final. It's an important occasion to broadcast, but you obviously made this decision ages ago, and it's a competitive landscape for the SABC with pay rights. There's the obviously free-to-air rights and then pay TV rights. Just give us a sense of the negotiations coming into this final and acquiring these rights before this competition even started.
It's really not always an easy conversations to have with the rights holders, but the one thing that I must make it clear is that we have a very good working relationship with CAF. The president of CAF really believes in the SABC, and he understands the power of public broadcasting. So we started negotiating. Actually, this is match number 65 that we're broadcasting. So we've done all the other stages of CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup. One weekend, we actually had the 3 semi-finals where all 3 South African teams qualified for the semi-finals, which is Orlando Pirates, Stellenbosch FC, and then Mamelodi Sundowns. And we're grateful and excited that Sundowns made it to the final. And we are here today. When we negotiated, because negotiations are not only with the rights holder, even internally here, we had to convince the business that it's a good rights acquisition, especially because we'll be host broadcasting these events. It's an opportunity for young crew members that have just joined the SABC to be able to cover this kind of game of this magnitude. So we had to convince them, and we were certain that the 3 teams will make it into the final. Guess what? They made it into the semi-final, and we now have Mamelodi Sundowns in the finals. And we really are looking forward to showing even the final next week, the second leg final next week, where Sundowns will be crowned the CAF Champions League.
I love how you're speaking it. We've got to believe like that and obviously support our teams. But you mentioned an important point that I think we should touch on, is this ripple effect of having South African teams performing at the highest level in these negotiations. We know that there are financial implications that the SABC has been facing, but these are revenue opportunities.
Definitely.
So perhaps talk to us about why you needed to convince not just external stakeholders, but internal stakeholders, because there is a potential return, especially if we do well, like we have been doing.
So for us, what we looked at, it was the rents and cents, and we have to pay rights, but because we host broadcasting, there is an income that we're getting. And we calculated, and like I said, we really thought what's going to happen. the 3 teams will make it to the final. And we looked at the bottom line, and it was an easy conversation to have internally now to make them aware that, look, if these 3 teams go into the final, this is what the SABC is going to get paid by CAF for producing this game. And the more equipment they want, the more, because what happens is that for every game, they give us specs as to what do they want, how many cameras do they want, and thus 28 cameras, it means more crew members that we're bringing, but it also means more money for us.
Perhaps give viewers who hear about the negative news, they see this as positive, but they actually can't draw the bridge because they're not aware of those logistics. When we say 28 cameras, you know, what are other type of productions that maybe require, or how many cameras would they require? So people can get a sense of the magnitude of this type of production.
So now you want me to wear my director hat.
Of course, I would. It would be remiss of me not to bring that information out.
So for a normal game, we actually just require about 10 cameras, because you need to have camera 1 and 2. Camera 1 will be given the whole angle, like the whole field, right? And then you have camera 2 that's going to give you reactions or medium shots. And then you have camera 3, camera 4. You need to have cameras that are going to give you offside, cameras behind the goalpost, and then a reverse angle where you'll be able to get reaction of the coaches, but not too close to them, and obviously your handheld.
Yeah.
So that's a normal
A normal game, a normal match.
Normal match. But if you really you are challenged with finance or equipment, you can actually produce a match with 6 cameras.
Wow.
And that pushes you as a director to be able to show the people at home the game. It doesn't matter how many number of cameras they have. So it's really very important for us to know that you can actually start with 6 cameras, 8 cameras, 10, and then for 28 camera. It's actually more for enhancement, extra motion cameras, your GoPro cameras. So it is just for additional and enhancement for our viewers to be able to see those cameras reaction. We'll have a special camera that will be focusing on a player, on a goalkeeper, a camera on the net, so that actually we want to see when the ball crosses the line, did it really? So we have a
We're basically going to be in there.
We are going to have a camera that's going to show you that.
Yes.
You know, so for us, it's really quite exciting times. Yes, we've done these before as the SABC. Orlando Pirates have qualified for CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
But we had minimal production then. And that's the reason why we're quite excited as the SABC that, you know, as technology advances, we also are there. And it's for us to showcase and show South Africans that as much as, you know, people think SABC, whatever, we've trained a lot of people. I mean, people know that we are sort of a training ground for camera operators, but this time it's for us to showcase that we still have it.
Well, I mean, that's the perfect way to end it. Thank you so much for getting up early this morning and chatting to us. I know you're going to be out there. And I think it just put things into perspective when you can have 6 cameras at a normal game and we have 28 cameras at this first leg final. It gives you a sense of the quality of production, the size of the production. So we've been chatting to the head of SABC Sport, Keletso Totlhanyo, and she's been just sharing with us, you know, the magnitude of what we want to do at SABC in bringing sports into everyone's household. So a reminder, download that SABC Plus app, so it doesn't matter where you are, you have no excuse, you can watch today's game. So we're going to a short break. After that, Liesel's got your headlines. Do stay tuned, we've got more sport in action coming up in the next couple of hours as well.